Okay, so this is chapter 10. This is the first worksheet, the origins of money. It says questions 1 to 3, list and define the three functions of money, and then provide an example of how dollars fulfill that function, and then write transfer in the lines provided. So you're going to use DocHub. There are three functions. The three functions of money are medium of exchange, unit of account, and store of value. So you'll put those down as your functions. And then you'll go back and you'll define them. It's on the slide. It gave you an example, but you don't have to use that example from the presentation. You can just provide me with your own. Okay. Down here, it says to be used effectively as a medium of exchange, money needs to be easy to carry. And to be used effectively as a unit of account, money needs to be easily divisible into various equivalent units. For example, a dollar is easily divided into 100 equivalent units, pennies. The items in questions 4 to 9 have all been used as money at one time. Analyze each unit in terms of how well it functions as money by explaining whether or not the item fulfills the functions of money, and write your answer in the line provided. So it gives you an example, a $5 bill. A medium of exchange, $5 bill is easy to carry and functions well as a medium of exchange. Unit of account, a $5 bill is easily divided into equivalent units and functions well as a unit of account. And then store of value, a $5 bill holds value over time and functions well as a store of value. All right, so your first one is a large stone wheel, okay? So let's just think about this for a minute. As a medium of exchange, would a large stone wheel be very good? Do you think it'd be easy to carry around from one village to the next? It's up to you. I mean, maybe you're just going to be the person that wants to be contrarian, but if I had a $5 bill to carry versus a large stone wheel, I think it's pretty obvious what I'm going to pick. The unit of account. So can you easily divide up a large stone wheel? And then once you do, what happens to the rest of it? Is it still of the same value? Okay. And then last is, what's the store of value? So over time, will the large stone wheel hold its value? I mean, it's stone, right? It's a stone wheel. It could. Seashells, same thing. Is it a medium of exchange? So are seashells easy to carry? And I would assume that the answer would be yes. Are they a unit of account? So can you divide up a seashell? If you have a seashell and they're small, I don't know if you have any experience with this, but if you try to break a shell, it's not that easy. You can use a rock to break it apart, but then it's sort of like, does it always break the same way? So for unit of account, is that a very good unit of account, a seashell? And then the store of value, if you keep them together, right? I mean, they can break, right? But more or less over time, I mean, it would probably work fairly well as a store of value, assuming, again, that you have them someplace safe and they don't break. All right, cattle. This is I mean, all of these are examples of actual money that's been used, but so cattle, can they be easily carried? If you don't know how big a cow is, it weighs about as much as like some cars. I mean, cows can weigh 1,100 pounds. So you're not going to be carrying around a cow. Can you make it walk? Okay, sure. But remember, that's not part of the deal. You have to be able to carry it. Next is its unit of account. So let's say you take a cow over to somebody and you just want an orange or a pear or a peach or whatever. Are you going to be able to realistically cut off a part of the cow, the living cow, in exchange for the produce that you want? Probably not. And then the store of value. There is a problem with keeping a cow, which is that the older it gets, the less value it's going to have. And then eventually, unlike with the seashell or with the stone wheel, the cow is going to die. Okay. Then next we have bread. Is it a medium of exchange? Is it easy to carry around? I mean, it depends. If you have to carry around a bunch of it, that could be a little cumbersome. Is it easy to divide? It should be. And then does it hold its value? It's kind of like the cattle. I mean, the longer you have the bread, a couple of different things are going to happen. Either it's going to get hard and not be of any use, or it could get wet and then it molds and goes bad. I mean, so there you go. And then gold, medium of exchange. Think about this. You could take gold and you can turn it into what? You could melt it. You can make it into coins. Would it be easy to carry? Sure. Unit of account. I mean, you can if it's a coin, you can do things like break a coin in half. You can break it into quarters, so its unit of account is pretty good. And the store of value. Gold seems to be one of those things that keeps its value no matter how long the time has gone. All right, cigarettes. This is an important one because if you find yourself in jail or prison and people won't take money for things, you can use cigarettes. They did this in POW camps too, prisoner of war camps. So the medium of exchange, I mean, it's cigarettes. Are they easy to carry around? Of course they are. Unit of account. They're not necessarily easily divided because what if you want to give somebody a full stick, a half stick, a quarter stick, a third stick? What ends up happening to the rest of the cigarette? The tobacco can start falling out. It's not the best way. Store of value. It's the same thing with the bread. I mean, it can get, if it stays dry and not used for too long, it gets stale. If it gets wet, it can rot and get ruined. So there you go. From a barter economy to money economy. So write your answers to questions 10 and 11 in the lines provided. What are the advantages of living in a barter economy? This was provided to you in the presentation. How did goldsmiths increase the money supply? This was also provided to you in the presentation. And you don't have to do question 12 or 13. So that is that for the assignment.